Hi, it's Mr. Klein. This is your need to know for Unit 2 Target E. We are working on word problems for Target E that will be about addition and subtraction of decimal numbers. And really there are three things that you're going to be asked to be able to do on your test coming up. One is to understand and solve word problems. So that's just being able to actually read the word problem, figure out what's happening, and find the correct answer. You're going to need to be able to draw a model, and I'll show you some different ways to do that. And last is to explain why an answer is reasonable using estimates. So that's where you're going to do a little rounding and show why an answer makes sense using an estimate. Alright, so first example, you've probably seen one like this on your pre-test, and you'll have one on your test coming up. It says the distance around the track at Oak Knoll is 880 and 92 hundredths feet. Lainey walks around the track twice. How many feet does she walk? Okay, so that's just asking us for the solution. And then explain why your answer is reasonable and draw a model to show how you solve the problem. So we're going to need to solve, we're going to need to make an estimate to show how our answer makes sense, and then we're going to draw a model to show how we solve the problem. So they're asking us for three parts here. I'm actually going to start with the model. And that's just because that may help me to figure out what's happening in this problem. So if we think of this as the track, I know the track's actually a circle, but it's 880 and 92 hundredths of a foot, and it says that she is going to be going around this track twice. So here's her second lap. That's also 880 and 92 hundredths of a foot. So you can see that if you do it twice, that's going to be the distance 2 times, or you're going to be adding 880 and 92 hundredths to 880 and 92 hundredths. And a good model should have labels, so you can see I just added first lap, second lap, and the distance for each of those. So this is a perfectly fine model for this word problem. Okay, so then we need to find the solution. I'll let you go ahead and add these together, and then look at your iPad to check the answer now. Pause, by the way. Okay, so you should have gotten 1,761 and 84 hundredths feet. So we've now got 2 out of the 3 parts of our answer finished. We have the model, we have the solution, how many feet does she walk, and now we need to explain why our answer is reasonable. So what they're really asking us here is, can we make an estimate that would show that this is a reasonable answer without going through and checking all of our addition again? So what that means is we would want to round the 880. I would just round it to the hundreds place, nice and simple. So if you round this to the hundreds place, you're asking is it closer to 800 or 900, and it's closer to 900. So our estimate would be 900 plus 900 again, and that would equal 1800, which is close to 1,761 and some change. So this shows that our answer is reasonable. You just need to add a little explanation, which is that I estimated that 900 plus 900 equals 1800, and that shows that your answer is reasonable. Let's get this stuff out of the way, and here's another one. Alright, so we have Lenny buys a parrot for $12.59 and a bag of parrot food for $28.79. The store gives him a discount of $4.85 for buying both items. Lenny gives the clerk a $50 bill. How much change should he receive? Explain why your answer is reasonable. So on this one, they are only asking us to do 2 things. The first is to find the solution, how much change will you receive, and the second is to explain why your answer is reasonable, so just like on the last one, to make an estimate. Okay, so how do we make sense of this word problem? So you have this guy Lenny, and he's buying 2 things, a parrot and a bag of parrot food. So when you buy things, you have to pay money for them, right? So we can think of it as he's going to have to pay $12.59. Let's subtract that from what he has. He's also going to have to pay $28.79. So we'll subtract that from what he has. And then it says that the store gives him a discount of $4.85. So a discount is when the store says that you don't have to pay that part. Some people call it a sale. And so he's going to get $4.85 back from that money that he's paying. And then last, it says here that Lenny gives the clerk a $50 bill. So that means that what he had at the start was $50. That's what he's paying with. Okay, so it kind of looks like this. He has $50. He's taking away $12.59, taking away $28.79, but then getting back $4.85. And if we can complete those operations, this should show what the change is. In other words, what does he get to keep after he purchases these items. So I want to go ahead and do our estimating first. I'm going to do that over here. If this were my test, I could just write estimate. And we're going to be rounding, right? So $50, we can leave that at 50. $12.59, we can round that to $13. $28.79, we could round that to $30. And the $4.85, we could round to 5. So it's going to be 50, take away 30 plus 13, and then we're going to be adding back 5. And that should tell us about what his change is. So the 30 plus 13 is 43. So we have 50 minus 43, that's 7, plus 5 is 12. And so what that tells us is that he should get about $12 and change. So now when we go through and actually find the solution, his exact change, we know that our answer should be somewhere close to $12. If it's really far away, then something went wrong with our computation. So you can really do this in any order. But I'm going to add the cost of the two things he's purchasing together first before I add the $4.85. And then I will subtract the total cost from $50. Okay, so if you can go ahead and please do this addition in your notebook. Check your answer on the screen. So next we would need to take that total cost and subtract it from 50. So I'm going to go over here, do $50 minus 41 and 38/100ths. And I'll give you a second to practice your subtraction. Do this one. Okay, and it's $8.62. Still not our answer. That's how much it cost pre-discount. So the discount is money that Lenny gets to keep. And so that $4.85 needs to be added so that we can find out how much change he actually gets to keep. Go ahead and write it in your notes. Pause the video if you need extra time. And we can see that our solution is he gets $13.47 change, and that was very close to our estimate of $12. Yay! So it was a multi-step word problem, but by taking it one step at a time and making sure that we responded to each of the prompts here in the question, we were able to solve it. Alright, here's the last one. Cletus is buying birds at the pet store. He buys birds that cost $6, $4, $1.25, and 50 cents. He hands the pet store clerk a $5 bill and tells her she can keep the change as long as she doesn't tell anyone that Cletus is planning to eat the birds. 2 parts. How much did Cletus think the total cost was? What mistake did Cletus make? Explain. Okay, so first of all, they're telling us that Cletus made a mistake. They're also asking us how much did Cletus think that the total cost was. And that's because if you were reading closely, something shouldn't have made sense here. All right, he handed her a $5 bill. And look at the cost of the things that he was buying. $6. So the first bird that he bought cost more than the $5 bill that he handed to the clerk. And he told her she can keep the change, like he thought he was giving her more than the total cost of the 4 birds that he bought. But in addition to the $6 bird, he also bought a $4, a $1.25, and a 50¢. So if we add those up, that would be 6 plus $4 is 10, plus a $1.25 and 50¢ would be $11.75. So he didn't give the clerk enough money. So the initial mistake that he made was underestimating the cost, right? But they asked us how much did Cletus think the total cost was. So we have to kind of think, how could he have made this mistake? So look over here where I added these costs together. Right? How could he have gotten such a low total if he was adding $6, $4, $1.25, and 50¢? Well, one mistake that some beginners make when they're adding decimals is that they don't actually pay attention to the decimal places. So $6 actually looks like this, right? And $4 actually looks like this. So what is a way that he could have ignored the decimal places? It might look something like this. Maybe he did 6 plus 4 plus $1.25 plus 50¢. So maybe he lined up his decimals this way, not knowing that he should have had a decimal point here and here, and when we add decimals we line up the decimal points, right, so that every number is in its right place. So if he did it that way, he could have gotten 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, 5 plus 2 plus 1, so that's 7 plus 1 is 8. So he might have thought it was $1.85, right? Because if you look at back here, the $6 and the $4, they didn't actually have decimal places on them in the word problem, so maybe he thought of them more as 6 cents and 4 cents. And if he thought it was $1.85, then he could have given her the $5 bill and told her to keep the change, right? So I'm going to say that he thought the total cost was $1.85. And if I had to explain what mistake that he made, I would say that he didn't line up the decimal places. Okay, and then to explain, you could either show this, or you could explain it with words and say that he must have thought that the $6 was 6 cents and the $4 was 4 cents. And that's the only way that he could have gotten a number under 5 for his total there. So this one's a little bit tricky, but you will see it on your test at the end of the unit. And really the idea here is that you can see those beginner mistakes that some people would make when they're adding decimals and forgetting to line up, especially numbers like $6, where you have that hidden decimal with the 2 zeros after it in the hundredths place. If you want to practice another one like this, go into your SAB and find that pre-test, and you can find one that looks just like this. A good way to practice for your test coming up. All right, bye.